Man, the Hilaria Baldwin moment, guys, it occurred at just the right moment when it was like, I think it was right before the insurrection, so maybe we were just destined to have one moment of levity before everything got totally terrible. But man, her Chiquita Banana accent, her coming out as Bugs Bunny in the like Spanish Carmen dress with the castanets, so strange.
We have how do you say it? Cucumbers.
We should have put her in the West Side Story reboot. You know?
See,
I want to hear Hilaria say, "A boy like that, he kill your brother." Welcome to Keep It, Cricket Media's show about pop culture and politics and what happens when they smack into each other at an alarming speed. I'm your host, Ira Madison III, a television writer and Fall Out Boy fan.
I'm Louis Fertel. I'm a TV writer and Jane Fonda historian.
And I'm Aida Osman. I'm a TV writer and alleged comedian.
Let's get into it. All right, well, we've already established that Thanksgiving itself is the work of Satan. And so we're going to take back the holiday and we're going to discuss what we're thankful for. And it's not pilgrim hats or malaria blankets. It is the internet, you know? It is always giving gifts. Sometimes great, sometimes bad, but I think there are some beautiful things to be thankful for that happened on the internet, on social media this year. I think for me, number one is Jennifer. I think Jennifer gave me so much this year.
The gift that keeps on giving, Leo love, straight up chaos, so many paparazzi moments.
But also taking control of the paparazzi, right? Because Jennifer and Ben Affleck sort of were like one of the prototypes of like the paparazzi just sort of like invading your relationship in the 2000s and sort of really taking control of that narrative, and then their relationship fell apart. And what I love seeing now is that like older and wiser, they were like, no, you know what, we'll make the paparazzi our bitch.
You know what I also enjoy about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez? Their equal consternation with the Academy Awards. How like Ben, gets the best picture for Argo, doesn't get the nomination for director. Jennifer Lopez not nominated for Hustlers, the year when Kathy Bates got in for Richard Jewell, a movie that I believe it is illegal to watch again now. So they're on the same team. I believe they've gained equal amounts of pain. So it's nice to see them back together.
And who knew that this would all kick off with Jennifer Lopez sort of announcing, let's get loud at the inauguration.
Let's get loud.
That's where it came from. She said, we're going to get loud 2021. And then she did.
There are few moments where I'm watching something and I ask myself, did I actually just see that? Did I not just invent in my gay brain that Jennifer Lopez inserted a flop single from the On the Six era into America? The words Leo energy have meant little to me as a Leo growing up. Now I see it. Now I know what you mean. It is simply unhinged power. Unhinged power.
Yeah, no, like the second most shocking thing on the Capitol that month.
Yes, right. Yes.
Second only to an insurrection.
That is actually what Lady Gaga was searching for clues at the Capitol for.
Stop the steal, but also stop that. Yeah, right.
She was like, I think J-Lo is going to do a stunt, and I have to stop it.
But did anyone not think she was going to do a stunt? Like between her and then Katy Perry and that like full Tom Brown look, it was nothing but stunts that day.
Yeah. I thought Gaga was going to do the stunt, though. If anything, I thought Gaga would be singing and then she'd be like, my pop, poker face or like something, you know? But I forgot that when Gaga is in a moment, she fully commits to it.
Oh, right. Well, you'll notice that she's in her self-seriousness era. So,
yes.
The fun and games are cut to a minimum. Yeah.
No time for shenanigans.
I would also say that, I'm sorry, Miss Adele, but one of my favorite internet things this year has been TikTok. I am not a TikTok creator, but I feel like my nights are dominated by like scrolling TikTok for hours. And it started with the pandemic. And now it's still like birthed over into 2021. And I don't know. I think there's a lot of fun creativity on there, even though the concept of some TikToks is still shocking to me, and maybe a generational divide, just because, I've never been a front-facing camera person, and I feel like, like I could get tweeting out your thoughts, but there are so many TikToks where someone's just like talking to the camera, and they'll be like a basic one where they'll be like, if someone tells you you're too extra, maybe they're not enough. And that's just the TikTok.
That's it.
And I'm like, okay.
I'm not bossy. I'm the boss.
Millions of people are moved by this person saying this basic phrase into the camera. Okay, cool. Those aren't the TikToks I follow, but other people like them. So
I honestly have avoided TikTok generally, but I keep being told that the more you get into it, like you really can find your specific area of interest. Like it's not just the things that get the 6 trillion views that are like, these like warmed over Hallmark sentiments from 1991 or whatever. Like you can just like, oh, here's a TikTok about, the 1969 Best Actress race, things we all really care about that is pressing to all of us constantly.
Well, if you know where those TikToks are, send them to Lewis, I guess, because they're not on my For You page.
Right. Or like make sure you convert them to a WAV file or something, because I'm not going on the app. Yeah.
Send by carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
Another fantastic moment, probably actually birthed from TikTok, was Hilary Duff's With Love dance. I don't want to overstate how fantastic I think this dance is, but if you've seen the recent viralness of Hilary Duff performing her single With Love on talk shows from like the mid 2000s when it came out, the dance that she does is so bizarre, and it is so weird that a choreographer handed this to her. And it's entranced me. And I feel like everyone was duplicating it. It's the same way that everyone was also discovering Fergie's one-handed flips or Good Morning America.
I literally was just thinking about that. It's my favorite video, period, hands down. In the
yes.
Hold on. Kimberly just rolled right into an impression of Fergie that was really good. That was really weird.
I think about it daily because I'm also like, it must have been 4:30 in the morning that she's up there doing straight up one-handed cartwheels for all of America to see. No shame.
It was, I think, 7:30 a.m., but that is 4:30 a.m. California time.
Yes.
She flew to New
Good
York
America,
to do that.
So early.
You start so early, and it is that and the Hilary Duff thing are just funny because I feel like now people are discovering the choreography that a lot of our pop stars did during that era was just weird.
Oh yeah. Well, it's also a lot of non-trained dancers. It's like when Nelly Furtado became a hip hop star for 2 seconds. There's dubiousness in there. You know what I'm saying?
The Honey Daniels of it all.
Yes.
Get me Honey Daniels.
I think soon we will be reinvestigating exactly what Black Eyed Peas were, because there's far too much insanity. We have the Fergie cartwheel moment, and we have the Fergie national anthem that was, of course, I don't know what it did to America. We're not the same. But
underrated, by the way, is Fergie doing Live and Let Die during that tribute to Bond on CBS. Please look that up because it involves Fergie swinging around the stage on a rope.
Wow. You know how Pink has some circus training? What if Pink just winged it every time? It was I'm getting on these ropes anyway. That's Fergie. But for instance, the song I'm a Bee. What was going on there? It's 9 minutes long. It's like Stairway to Heaven.
I love that song, and I also love that she references the Good Morning America performance. Fergie has the line I'm gonna be up in these May list flicks doing one-handed flips. I'm like, okay, she tried to make that her brand. Tried to make it her brand, didn't work. But wait, what movie did Fergie get in?
9. She was also in the Poseidon Adventure remake.
Okay, yeah, because the May list flicks, she's talking about blockbusters.
I just want to pause for your quick recall of Fergie's films, because that alone, I am impressed. Y'all's pop culture knowledge is off the charts, but knowing Fergie's filmography, Perfect.
I think it's called Poseidon is the movie I'm thinking of. It's like one of the biggest flops ever, and no one even remembers it because it's like when we did that Around the World in 80 Days remake with like Kathy Bates. Anyway, there's lots of 2000 shit that nobody speaks of, and it's not like you think like Von Dutch hats are the worst of it. Trust me, no.
Yeah. I think she was also in Planet Terror.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Kimberly, what were some moments that you were thankful for this year?
Just to revisit the inauguration, one of my most favorite things was the Bernie Sanders meme. It was popping up everywhere. It was so cute. Loved all the internet sleuths going straight for Jen Ellis, who knitted the mittens. In a moment where like one email stresses me the hell out, she had thousands of people from all over the country, all over the world, like, give me these mittens.
I love a mitten moment. Okay. Maybe it's because I'm from the Midwest, but like I remember wearing mittens. But I also don't think I've worn mittens in years. So, the craze was funny and I liked the meme. But I did not run out and get mittens because it's just not really cold here.
Well, it's like a couple years ago, I ran into an amazing green kind of military looking trench coat online. I was like, oh, I have a sort of military looking, gaunt, expressionless face. This fits me. And then I realized there's no reason to wear a coat like this ever in LA. I have worn this one time and I wore it to see the movie Widows because it was a heist.
Absolute perfect use case though.
Me at an AMC looking like the detective in Billie Jean.
My next favorite moment was the collective watching of all of the MCU shows that came out. Like everything from WandaVision, Loki. It was like everyone took this moment to come out as a straight up full-blown nerd.
WandaVision was great. I really did enjoy
I don't know about that.
All right, Lewis. You know what? We've heard
did
your
you hate
opinions
it?
on what he did.
I
like
appreciated
WandaVision.
I appreciated the Catherine Hahn glow up. I appreciated everybody being like, "Oh, I've always liked Catherine Hahn." No, you didn't. No, you're pretending. Anyway, she was always great. I agree. She's really good in a weird movie called The D Train with Jack Black. Look up that movie. Strange one. But I just thought WandaVision started off really slow. I thought the TV send-ups were super boring and unfunny. But then where it went was more interesting.
Yeah, just like unhinged white woman content.
I wish we had some hinged white woman content, honestly. I think they've had their fun. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what, Kimberly? You want to hear how me and this bitch Lewis fell out? It was over WandaVision.
The Great Divide. One more before we go. My absolute favorite was the saga of Tessica Brown and the Gorilla Glue story.
Oh my God, I can't believe that was this year.
That was
ages ago.
That was
ages ago.
Terrorizing.
And then all the copycats cringe. But her glow up going from just like this awful, terrible mistake, medical emergency. Like we saw her from the moment in her bathroom into the hospital. And now she has her own natural hair care line. We love a glow up.
Okay. You know what? That is, it's almost a Zola moment, right? A Black woman going through a traumatic experience online and then turning it into success. She did it quicker. She did it without A24.
We also need the tell-all from Gorilla Glue. Like, who was that social media manager on that day who discovered that message? Just like, how do you tweet in response to that?
Okay, I have two things I'm thankful for. I've now numbered them. Okay, one, this seems ages ago and seems borderline inappropriate to make up because of what has since followed this year in this family. But man, the Hilaria Baldwin moment, guys, it occurred at just the right moment when it was like, I think it was right before the insurrection. So maybe we were just destined to have one moment of levity before everything got totally terrible. But man, her Chiquita Banana accent, her coming out as Bugs Bunny in the like Spanish Carmen dress with the castanets, so strange, such an unforced error. Like, how do you keep doing this? Like, no one is saying, "Oh, you're from whatever, Catalonia." Like nobody was like, "We need to know about your Spanish past." She was the one who kept insisting.
We have how do you say it? Cucumbers.
Anyway, what a strange, marvelous moment that cannot be replicated.
We should have put her in the West Side Story reboot.
See,
I want to hear Hilaria say, "A boy like that, he kill your brother."
That's really funny.
Get her in the Heights.
Yes.
Just an uptown girl. Latino gang.
And then the other thing I will forever associate 2021 with is the Jeopardy debacle, which started off on the rails to me. Like all these reasonable people were trying out for the job. You know, some uninspired performances, but some really good ones. Lots of varying opinions on the internet. I did not agree with the LeVar Burton zealotry that emerged, particularly after he hosted and was just simply not as good as some of the other people who did it. But reporter Claire McNear bringing to light producer Mike Richards' bizarre podcasting past and bizarre treatment of staffers, and then eventually unseating him. He was supposed to be the next Alex Trebek, and now he's not. And we're still in this weird in-between period where Mayim Bialik and Ken Jennings are off and on hosting. I don't know if they've announced a full plan for the next year yet, but I'm liking Mayim, and I'm honestly really, really liking Ken. So I think because of her efforts, we ended up in a decent place. And also, Jeopardy fans are really awesome fans, generally speaking. So I was glad to hear from so many former contestants about this, and just trivia fans in general about an institution that means so much to us, because there is no second Jeopardy. There is no other show like this, and we take it for granted. We're like, oh, you know, that show we all watch where it's knowledge-based and you learn something about whatever, the Byzantine Empire every time you watch. It's like, we don't have another show like that. You know, no one's watching A&E every day.
I don't know why you're denying the existence of Double Jeopardy.
An informative film, yes.
All trivia fans love that movie.
So anyway, yeah, Jeopardy community, stay great, whatever. Yes. Ken, doing great. Mayim, just don't bring up the vaccines again.
We need a Wheel of Fortune drama. Where is that? Where's that fandom?
Well, you know what's weird is a friend of mine, Mandala Logan, who's a game show superfan producer, he brought up how Mike Richards actually would have been a really good Wheel of Fortune host. It's weird that he probably messed that up for himself, too. Anyway.
Because who is going to investigate the host of Wheel of Fortune?
Besides me, because I do believe that's my calling. Yeah.
The truth is out there.
Yeah. Chuck Woolery, Pat, I'm coming for you. Yeah.
Well, I think that wraps up the things that we were thankful for, you know? This is a very positive segment, you know?
Which always makes me so uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
You know, I almost mentioned the other thing I was very thankful for, which was, you know, the casting announcements for Knives Out 2. But seeing as how the casting announcement did not include me,
right.
I'm not thankful for it.
Okay.
And I hope Knives Out 2 never comes out.
Delusion can really keep people going in this life. And what you just heard was an example of that.
Delusion, collusion.
Conclusion.